Bert Grimm was one of the artists that really influenced a lot of these paintings. And what I was doing was taking those flash pieces and kind of thinking about them as like, not so much real scenarios, but just like a little deeper into the imagery. So like, for example, these here are from Bert Grimm's book. This is just an abstract painting I did using tattoo imagery. But then I thought like, it'd be cool to like have Buck and Ethel, which are in the book. They're just random names, but I was like, who's Buck and Ethel, you know? Like, why did he use those names? Like, were they real people? And that just kind of started making me think about how to use those images in paintings that weren't flash pieces, which is basically what we use to tattoo off of. What if it was a real person? And I think the one over there with the girl, you know, what would she be doing? You know, it's the actual image is just like a military piece of flash of a girl smiling with the helmet on and the flower, the poppy flower. You know, so that's more like a keepsake type tattoo for somebody to get, especially from its era, you know, whenever it was painted. And I was like, well, what if this person was just, you know, sitting at the table and, you know, what would she be doing? You know, maybe back then, you know, I think she's smoking, talking to somebody, and it just keeps rolling, you know, and all these paintings were made kind of very loosely. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on them. I didn't want to make them look really tight and glossy. I want them to be kind of folky. Well, I've been tattooing for 20 years, maybe even 21 now. And tattooing is a very rigid art form. Like you're with somebody, you're doing pretty much what they want most of the time, unless you can convince them to get something you really want to do. And you know, it's very structured. And when I paint, I didn't want to do anything that was structured like a tattoo. And in fact, whenever I did paint, I would try not to have anything to do with tattooing because it was so much of what I did every day.
Right.
And then these paintings are actually the first time where I was like, why don't I use the imagery that I deal with daily and that I love? And I started to realize, like, you don't really see that too much. So that's kind of an interesting idea, you know, like taking these images, like the panther head, or the panther, I guess, like he's coming out the window on that other painting, and he's got the candle, and I don't know what he's doing, he's looking. And I was like, that's fun. Like, that's a fun idea from the panther that you would tattoo, which in the older, I think idea of getting a panther is just kind of like a tough guy tattoo, like I got a panther, you know, like a black panther crawling and little shreds of blood coming from the claws and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's taking like this kind of tough guy image and then, you know, just thinking about it in a totally different way.